Once upon a time there was a little girl named Lucy who loved Christmas more than anything. Every year she would count down the days until Christmas, waiting excitedly for the holiday festivities. When December 1st finally arrived, Lucy woke up early and rushed to open the first door on her Christmas advent calendar. Behind the little cardboard door was a piece of chocolate shaped like a Christmas tree. Lucy popped it in her mouth, savoring the sweet minty flavor. As she chewed, she imagined that she could feel the candy filling her up with Christmas spirit. After breakfast, Lucy begged her mother to drive her to the Christmas tree farm so they could pick out the perfect tree for their living room. When they arrived at the farm, Lucy gasped. It was a winter wonderland. Snow-covered pine trees stretched as far as the eye could see. Lucy pulled on her mittens and headed off down the rows of trees. She stuck her tongue out trying to catch snowflakes as they drifted down from the gray sky. Lucy examined each tree carefully, circling it and looking at it from every angle. She wanted to find the most perfect Christmas tree in the whole farm. After 30 minutes of searching, Lucy finally discovered it, a 7-foot-tall fir tree with full, green branches and a lovely cone shape. "This one!" Lucy exclaimed. Her mother nodded in agreement and called over a worker to cut it down for them. They lugged the giant tree onto the top of their car and drove home. Lucy could barely sit still, she was so excited to decorate. As soon as they got home, she opened up all the bins of Christmas lights and ornaments. She carefully helped her mom string up the twinkling lights, weaving them through the pine needles. Then Lucy got to work hanging all her special ornaments. There was the reindeer with the fuzzy red nose that she had gotten when she was 5 years old. And the little glass icicles that played jingling music when you pushed a button. Lucy covered every inch of the tree with colorful baubles and her favorite decorations. Finally, it was time for the star on top. Lucy's mom lifted her up so she could reach the very highest branch. She gently placed the glittering gold star on the top of the tree. "It's perfect." Lucy sighed happily, smiling at their beautiful Christmas tree. She could hardly wait for Christmas morning. The next day, Lucy noticed the first sparkling frost on the grass outside her window. It might snow for Christmas, she thought excitedly. She decided to write a letter to Santa Claus, just in case he needed any reminding about what she wanted most, snow on Christmas. Lucy grabbed her favorite fuzzy pen and some Christmas stationery. She sat down at her little desk in her room and began writing, "Dear Santa, how are you? I hope your elves are getting enough sleep before the long night on Christmas Eve. I have been a very good girl this year. I wanted to ask you for something special for Christmas. More than anything in the world, I wish that it would snow on Christmas morning. A beautiful, sparkling winter wonderland would make this the most magical Christmas ever. Do you think you could please make it snow for me? Thank you, Santa. Don't forget the milk and cookies waiting for you by the fireplace. Love, Lucy." Lucy folded up her letter neatly and wrote "Santa" on the front. She couldn't wait to drop it in a big red mailbox for express delivery to the North Pole. In the weeks leading up to Christmas, Lucy worked hard on all her holiday responsibilities. She stirred cookie dough and decorated sugar cookies with frosting and sprinkles with her mom. She sang songs and made construction paper ornaments at school. At night she drank hot chocolate and watched Christmas movies, getting more excited for the holiday with each passing day. Finally, it was Christmas Eve. Lucy left out a plate of chocolate chip cookies by the fireplace for Santa that night. She even remembered to leave some carrots for the reindeer. After brushing her teeth and getting her coziest pajamas on, Lucy's mom tucked her into bed. As Lucy snuggled under the covers, gazing at the lights on the Christmas tree, her mom asked, "What do you think Santa will bring you tonight?" "I don't know for sure," Lucy replied. "But I hope more than anything that it snows." Lucy's mom smiled and said, "You never know, Santa works in some magical ways. Good night, my sweet girl, sleep tight." She gave Lucy a kiss on the forehead and quietly left the room. Lucy could barely sleep. She was too excited about Santa's visit and the possibility of snow. When she finally drifted off, she dreamed of flying reindeer, enormous red sacks overflowing with presents, and snowflakes drifting softly onto a silent, moonlit hillside. Early the next morning, even before the sunrise, Lucy was suddenly awakened by a strange sound coming from downstairs. She crept out of bed and to the top of the stairs. The sound seemed to be coming from by the Christmas tree. Lucy carefully tiptoed down the stairs, one by one by one. When she reached the bottom, she couldn't believe her eyes. Standing next to the tree, illuminated by twinkling lights, was Santa Claus himself. He was just as jolly as she always pictured him, with red cheeks, a fluffy white beard, and a round belly. Lucy gasped loudly. Santa turned and saw her, smiling kindly. He held a finger to his lips and winked, then lifted his bag over his shoulder and headed for the chimney. With a whoosh, he went right up the chimney like magic. Lucy raced to the window and peered outside, watching Santa fly through the sky on his sleigh, waving at her as his reindeer pulled him away. Lucy could hardly contain her excitement. She checked under the tree and saw piles of presents Santa must have left for her. Then she had an idea. She tiptoed quietly upstairs and shook her mom awake. "It's Christmas!" Lucy cried joyfully. The two of them put on slippers and robes and headed downstairs to see what Santa had brought. When Lucy's mom opened the curtains, brilliant sunshine streamed inside, reflecting off sparkling snow and making everything shimmer like glitter. Lucy was speechless for a moment, stunned by how beautiful it was. Then she hooped and jumped up and down, yelling, "It snowed, it snowed!" Santa brought snow for Christmas. Indeed he had. Their yard was carpeted with dazzling white powder. Icicles hung from the roof like crystalline decorations. The morning light made the world outside look absolutely magical. It was a wonderful white Christmas, just as Lucy had wished for. She hugged her mom excitedly. This was the most special Christmas morning ever, made even more magical by the surprise snowfall she had dreamed of. Lucy quickly got dressed in her snow pants, coat, hat, mittens and boots and raced outside. She danced and twirled beneath the softly falling flakes. When her mom joined her, they made snow angels side by side in the yard. Then Lucy suggested a giant snowman. She and her mom rolled up 3 huge snowballs, one giant base, one for the torso, and a smaller one for the head. They found sticks for arms and decorated his face with a carrot nose, pebbles for his smile, and big shiny coal eyes. Lucy even wrapped an old scarf around his neck to keep him cozy. They named him Frosty and he became part of their family's magical holiday decorations. After a filling Christmas breakfast of pancakes and bacon, Lucy spent the whole day playing outside in the dazzling winter wonderland. She slid down steep hills, made snow forts and snowmen, had epic snowball fights with the neighbor kids, and came inside for hot cocoa breaks to warm up her rosy cheeks. As night fell on that special Christmas, Lucy's mom made a crackling fire and they drank eggnog and ate shortbread cookies. Lucy could barely keep her eyes open after such an exciting day. As her mom tucked her in bed that night, she asked if Lucy had had a good Christmas. Lucy nodded sleepily. This was the best Christmas ever, she told her mom with a big yawn. And it was full of all the magic, joy, and sparkling snow that Lucy had wished for. She fell asleep with a smile on her face, excited for what new adventures awaited her on the day after Christmas. The end.